Man, peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. I'm not gonna be on here long. This is just like more or less of a preview. My goal is to go and react to this video point for point, but I got some things going on today. As of now, I'm about to go hit the gym so I can be ready for class hours, which takes place from 4 to 8. So anybody on the Substack, anybody that is on the Substack, anybody that's on the Patreon are invited to class hours, but it's mainly for people who take part in the shadow work intensive 5 class bundle. It's not over, so anybody that wants to join at a reduced rate, everything will be prorated to the particular classes that you will attend live. So check it out next Sunday, which is going to be a very intense class, more intense than I expected because I wanted to do a lot of videos pertaining to this class, but it's just so intense, the shadow work that it brings about, shadow work and spirituality. And after that, we'll be doing shadow work in relationships. And the following Sunday, we will be talking about financial shadow work. Every Wednesday, though, well, it's supposed to be Wednesday, but we had some people at the house doing some work on the house, so couldn't do class hours yesterday, but I'm gonna do it today from 4 to 8. So that's why this video is not going to be as long as I would like it to be. This is a 15-minute video that I'm gonna be reacting to, but within the first 16 seconds, I got so much stuff that I want to talk about, and I'm just gonna talk about the first 16 seconds of the video, but then I'm just going to react to the first 16 seconds, just show some points, and pretty much disprove what's going on with this dude and what he's talking about. And the reality of my disproving is because Wes Huff, he he had a debate with Billy Carson, and everybody says that he won the debate because he knew more than Billy Carson. But that's how those debates work. Debates more or less work where people just feel and they don't really understand what's being said. But this man, Wes Huff, is a Christian apologist. And when I think about Christian apologists, I think about people who work for the government, because the government is why we have Christianity being the lead religion, is why we've been indoctrinated by the Bible. It's not some magical book that we just found in our basement and it just spread like wildfire. No, these people have came into countries through missionaries, all undeveloped, underdeveloped places. They have reinforced Christianity through violence, through certain measures, and now they're instituting Christianity through an intellectual measure. And so there's so much that we can talk about in reference to this particular conversation, but I'll just start there with Christian apologetics. So, what is Christian apologetics? Apologetics is the practice of defending religious doctrines through discourse and systematic argumentation. So, when you are arguing with these types of people or you talking to somebody, you already know that they have to defend religious doctrines. Now, my understanding of the Most High God is that he doesn't need defending, especially through intellectual matters, because in reference to the science or the understanding of God, I'm pretty sure your children know right from wrong and wrong from right. I'm pretty sure you know that when you have a lot of money, that you should give some to people and help people out. When you are greedy, I'm pretty sure you know that you shouldn't be lusting over women, having sex with all different type of men. I'm pretty sure you know that. Whether you do that or not, I don't have to defend the stance that getting cracked by all different type of men on a regular basis is not going to bode well for you long term, psychologically, emotionally, and mentally. If you want to argue about that, I'm not going to defend it. If you say, man, I don't believe in God, I will tell you, how can you not believe in yourself? Hood Mystic, what you talking about? The Bible tell you that God is within you over 70 times. It can't get enough of telling you that God is within you and God is you. So when you say you don't believe in God, you just don't believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, I'm not going to defend that. I'm not going to make you defend yourself. I'm not going to make you, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make you believe in yourself. There's nothing that I can do. So when we are trying to, when people is getting on these platforms and defending these religious doctrines, what they're also trying to do is hit you with the 52 fake out about the reality of God, the reality of spirituality. Now, God is God, Jesus is Jesus, and understanding the mythology and the understanding is much more beneficial than somebody getting online talking about these are real things that actually happen. So let's just, I'm gonna show these first 10 seconds of this video, and then I'm gonna just show you how it's bullshit, right? And then my whole goal is to make it through this 15-minute video. And knowing me, I would react to every 5 to 10 seconds of everything that he says with like 15 distinct documents. So this 15 minutes could be a fucking 10-hour expose. But you know, I'm not saying I won't do that, and I'm not saying I will do that, but I'm just putting it out there. So let's go back to the video, and thumbs up if y'all can hear it or not. Thumbs down if y'all can't hear it. Peace to the tribe, peace to the fam.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Because of this claim that they say they saw Jesus resurrected. Like there's something different that goes on there, that they're like, this is a miracle, right? Dead people don't usually rise from the dead.
That is completely and total and utter cap. Let's first deal with so what he's talking about, he's making a case for Jesus's resurrection as if it's some form of anomaly. To the common mind, it might be an anomaly, but let's talk about the creation of the concept graveyard shift. Do y'all know what the start of the graveyard shift, like where did that, the origin story of that, where did that come from? So people were naturally afraid to be buried alive. So what they would do was put a string in a casket just in case they was gonna magically wake up. And so the working on the grave shift at the graveyard would see that bell and dig that person up so they didn't, be buried alive. Even in this interview, Joe Rogan says right before a man was to get his organs harvested, he pops up alive. In Voodoo, Haitian, Creole, African, Native American, even in the concepts of Celtic religion, this is a normal concept. Even in your normal, regular concept of people transitioning and turning into ghosts, even people, I don't have enough fingers to count how many times people have said, my parents have came to me, my loved ones have came to me in my dreams. So, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just bringing out a zombie, just like because people will say, yeah, a zombie, that shit's not real. But he's talking about the ancient world. Let's go back to his clip and let's because he's talking to somebody who's not going to challenge him. And Wes Huff said he's not going to debate nobody. He only wanted to debate Billy Carson. Because, you know, Billy Carson, he like Brandy. He want to be down. Right? But you would never be down with these people. Because these people have a program and these people have a plan. These people will never be your friend. These people will never like you. Why? Because you are a spiritual being, and that is an aspect that they can never touch. They can never sniff. They can never smell. So they have to defend their doctrine. They have to create this world where Christianity is okay, and there is never a world where Christianity is okay, where you tell me it's a Vatican with levels and levels of knowledge that the public can't see because we're too stupid to comprehend what is beneath the Vatican. Or if the Pope says, let's go to America, let's enslave and pillage, and anybody who don't want to become a Christian, let's just take them off the earth. So you never can defend Christianity to me. As long as y'all cool, because the facts of the popes coming to the Americas to rape, enslave, and pillage the land is why Wes Huff and Joe Rogan is sitting talking in the fucking first place. Because if they don't do that, if the Moors don't civilize them, who's to say they would not still be walking on all fours, never taking baths? That's in a book called Dirt. So the facts of all of these particular things taking place, the Crusades, the Papal Bulls, the facts of conversios, where they took the ancient Hebrew Israelites, which were considered as Jews, and converted them to Christians. So the reason why your mama, your daddy, and your grandma and your grandfather are Christians is because if they wasn't Christians, they wouldn't be on the earth. So it's either become Christian, continue the bloodline, or be in my pride and my ego and ruin my whole familial bloodline. And a lot of people chose to end a familial bloodline, which is why we can't even have the conversation. We can't even have the conversation. These niggas got to defend Christianity. Think about how wild is that? I won't defend anything. I will just show you the facts. It's nothing to defend. God, why would God need to be defended by some people on a goddamn podcast? These missionaries go to South America, go to Indonesia, go to Australia, go to these places, trick these people out of their land, out of their resources, and you gonna say Christianity is good? You gonna defend that? That's crazy. And this is a military coup. This is, and Joe Rogan, he never was on this type of stuff. But when they come through with the hammers and the swords, niggas change their mind, niggas change their tone. And I'm not saying that, hey, if I start saying hallelujah, praise Jesus, just know they put the 52 press down on me. I might want to continue my bloodline. That's why those who hear can hear, you know, those can see can see. You see me becoming a pastor, just already know what it is with me. They put the press down on this boy. This boy got a daughter, a 1-year-old daughter. He wanted to live to see his daughter grow up. So this nigga goddamn evangelical preacher, I'm telling y'all what it is, so y'all won't be confused about it. If I'm saying hallelujah, praise Jesus, they came with the swords. They came with the Inquisition. They came with the Conversio. They came with the Papal Bulls. Knocked on my front door. Hood, you already know what it is. Hood pastor. All right. So let's reiterate what he says, and then we'll show how that don't even make sense. and he do so much double talk. It's only to a person who don't know the truth. If you know the truth, there's nothing to say. When you know the truth, there's nothing to say, there's nothing to talk about. Everything, you can't talk about the Gospels when we don't even know who wrote the Gospels. So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are just names that they put as placeholders to make it seem like it's a certain level of appeal or authority, or appeal to authority, rather. It's all fake shit. And when you get hoity-toity looking boys, it seems like it's right and exact. But I'm telling you, it's not right and exact. We could be on here talking about goddamn the football game and have more connection to God than what these niggas is talking about. I'll tell you right now, Jesus was not a Christian. Jesus was Jewish. Jesus didn't have nothing to do with the Bible. Jesus didn't have nothing to do with the New Testament. Jesus had nothing to do with the Council of Nicaea. They said that man died in 33 AD. The first books of the Bible wasn't written until 70 AD. But however, there are Gnostic scriptures and Gnostic texts that predate the Gospels. But the church fathers said that's not real canon. The real canon is from the authors that we don't even know who wrote the shit. But this goes along with how we can, and the Romans crucified Christians. They killed Christians, then adopted the religion. That shows you right there, you got to take everything they say with a grain of salt. If you can't use your mind and be like, damn, I'm in the fucking government religion, then you fucking sleep as a doorknob. And it's okay, because our moms and our fathers, our grandmothers and our grandfathers are fucking sleep. Going up in that church, talking about Jesus, putting pictures of Jesus on their wall of a white man that could never even exist in that time. We all know this. This is all regular fact. So to sit there and defend and have a man that looked like this defend something that he wasn't never even a part of, it gotta be nothing but government. It gotta be nothing but military. See, the war is spiritual. In case you didn't know, the war is spiritual.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Because of this claim that they say they saw Jesus resurrected. Like there's something different that goes on there, that they're like, this is a miracle, right? Dead people don't usually rise from the dead.
So that's cap. We have voodoo zombies, which are mythological, undead, corporeal revenants created through the reanimation of a corpse. You might think it's horror, you might think it's make-believe, but we got to understand that African spirituality, say it with me, guys, African spirituality predates all religion. Say it with me, guys. African spirituality predates all religion. Shamanism, sex magic, ritual is religion. So our understanding of religion comes through a modality of possession and acting in a way that you don't fully understand. In reference to Jesus, very well could have been a revenant, a voodoo zombie. However, he also says that it's so strange and weird that people back then, I'll let him say it. It's a miracle, right? Nobody have ever reincarnated before. Something by that. Let's play this back.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Because of this claim that they say they saw Jesus resurrected. Like there's something different that goes on there, that they're like, this is a miracle, right? Dead people don't usually rise from the dead.
You don't think that they understood the Greek classics? You don't think that ancient people, Greek and Roman people, didn't know Greek mythology? In Greek mythology, Asclepius, the god of medicine, was brought back to life by Zeus after being struck down by a thunderbolt. Even the word Jesus is Hey Zeus, which is a play on Zeus, right? It's like if I go start telling somebody about Avengers Endgame, but I'm acting like it's my life, niggas would be like, yo, bro, you telling me the story of goddamn a Marvel movie. So the understanding of all mythology, of all history, of all spirituality is that it's intertwined. The problem with Jesus is that it would be well and good if it just was a mythology. Therefore, we could do our due diligence and understand the mythology. The issue with Christian apologetics is that they say that this shit actually happened. They will stand on it actually happening, and not only do they say it actually happened, they say they got proof. That's the bad part about it. Y'all are lying at that point because y'all don't have proof, and it didn't actually happen. It's actually mythology, and the mythology is not bad. It's okay because there's other mythologies that's important to us as human beings. Christians very well could be Christians if they knew the mysteries of sex magic, the mysteries of psilocybin and psychedelic experience, the mysteries of ritual, but they just hog tie you into church and they get you into a ritual, conjure your energy, steal your resources, and give you nothing in return. Because they're teaching you about a God that's external to you as the 52 fake out. In order to be a reverend, you got to know the classics. You got to know the Greek mythology. You got to know the Plato. You got to know the Aristotle, because that's what they're pushing. They're pushing Greek mythology really stand on. What do Romans stand on? They stand on pederasty. This is why when Rome co-opted Christianity, they co-opted it under Greek mythology and Greek understanding. All those boys, all those people, the Roman, what are they called? The Roman Senate. There's a lot of gay stuff going on, and that's just cool, man. I'm not mad at it, but this is the real. If Rome, so pederasty in ancient Greece was a socially acknowledged relationship between an older male and a younger male. This is just like normal stuff, okay? It's not, I'm not being defamatory or inflammatory or nothing. It's cool because it's going on right now today. It's no difference. So Greek becomes Rome. Rome becomes the Holy Roman Empire, for which you have a king. The king is the Pope. So when they talk about Rome, that shit is not over with. That shit is not dead. That shit is alive and well. It's in American values. It's in Western values. Western understanding that anything that's not material is not real unless you're talking about Jesus resurrecting. Everything else is not real. And they even talk about this in his video. He goes, how can we believe what the Christians say at this time, but not believe what the Greeks say at this time, not believe what the Jews say at this time, not believe what the Carthaginians say, because they believe in the cosmos and the gods and the moons. Christians say all of that shit is demonic. All that shit is heretical. You know, that shit is not gospel. That shit is not in the Bible, okay? We cannot talk about it. That's the game. So you be meditating, doing yoga, your mama come in the house and call you evil because you trying to find inner peace. You trying to connect with the God within. They gonna call you evil for that. So you can't even say, yeah, mama, I'm doing shadow work. She gonna say, "Oh, you on that demonic stuff?" In the catch-22, the whole time you going to church, that's the demonic stuff, because they stealing your energy, because you giving your energy to the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire is everywhere you go, you see a cross. That cross don't got nothing to do with Christ. That cross is Constantine. Constantine received the vision of the cross. Before it was a cross, the symbol for Jesus was a fish. And the reason that it was a fish, because it was talking about constellations. So it's a part I want to dissect it so bad. I want to get into it so bad, but I'm about to get into what I need to get into. But it's a part in this movie where he's talking about a donkey being crucified, and he says that was the earliest representation of Jesus being on a cross, and it's just not true. The symbol for a donkey was not Jesus. The symbol for a donkey was Dionysus. Look it up. Dionysus predates Jesus. Everything you think Jesus is, Dionysus was. And the reason Jesus had to be related to Dionysus is that the people wasn't even going to understand the story. We talking about thousands of years of oral tradition. And I'm going to recreate a story. I'm going to base it off of oral tradition. So a person can say, Jesus reminds me a lot of Dionysus. Jesus reminds me a lot of Asclepius. And where did all of this come from? It all comes from Egypt. Horus, Isis, Jesus, Mary, Jesus dying, resurrecting. Imhotep dies, resurrects, being deified as a god. Imhotep is a healer. Jesus is a healer. Imhotep dies. Imhotep be resurrected, sent to the stars, the same way as we deify and we understand Jesus in the same way. So he said that the fact of somebody dying and resurrecting in the ancient world was going to be something that was strange and something that the ancient people just never even heard about before. But we're talking, Jesus died during Roman times, meaning that the Greek gods lived and died for thousands or 1,000 of years. Thousands. We say the Greeks maybe lasted for 3,000 years, give or take. Let's just, I don't want to lie. How long was Greek civilization? Yeah, about 1,200 to 300 years. That's a long time. America only been an empire since 1776. That's like 400 years, 300 to 400 years. So we haven't even been a civilization that have lasted as long as the Greek civilization, and our run is close to being over, right? So that just shows you how powerful the Greek, how long or short, depending on your lens, comparing it to Egypt or America. 1,200 years is a lot of different lifetimes where people will worship and build up this energy for a long time. So Dionysus is a cultural symbol. In that cultural symbol, what does it represent? Resurrection. Bro, we could go through point for point talking about Jesus, and I can show you documents that were related to Dionysus. Jesus came into Jerusalem on a donkey. Yeah, actually, Dionysus was the one who rode a donkey across a lake to get back to his home. And Zeus was so happy that the donkey helped Dionysus cross the water. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense if Dionysus is a mushroom and mushrooms is growing on this side of the lake, but it's not growing on the other side of the lake. The donkeys are able to cross the water, right? And shit on the other side of the grass on the other side of the lake, because the mushrooms they resurrect. They grow from death. They grow from shit. So donkeys, cows are psychedelic symbols because of their shit, and their shit produces the mushroom. You take the mushroom, and then you as a human are able to connect to that level of understanding within yourself. And it don't necessarily have to be mushroom. It can be ergot. It could be, a lot of time the psychedelics was in the bread. So in Christian, Jewish rituals, they take the bread. Jesus even said, this bread is my body. Take my body in and eat my body. He's not talking about a human being. You're not going to eat a human being, because Christians never say themselves, they never identify as cannibals. So let's look at this. I'll show you. Jesus said, because Jesus didn't say eat him. Jesus said, eat my flesh. John chapter 6, verse 53. And y'all tell me, y'all gonna eat this? Y'all gonna eat that white man with blonde hair? Huh? That's what y'all gonna do? Defend this. What's the message? What part is supposed to be eaten? Every first Sunday, we eating crackers, we drinking wine, and you gonna mean to tell me behind that? The history is right in front of me. This is just some regular shit that I'm just supposed to be doing. A cracker and some grape juice. Deeper, is it alluding to something, or what does it mean? Defend this, West Huff. Then Jesus said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man, no life in you. Hey, somebody defend this. Somebody tell me that when y'all go to church and y'all eat the cracker and y'all drink the wine, that y'all have Jesus with y'all. Y'all really believe that? Y'all really believe that? Y'all really believe that y'all eat the cracker and y'all eat the juice, and now you got it? What does it mean? Is it a symbol? A symbol for what? Because I'm pretty sure if you transpose this with psychedelic ritual, LSD, ergot, shit, weed, and you eat it, and you do it in ritual, you do it and you start chanting, you start speaking angelic codes, you start staring at sacred geometry, you will feel the lifeblood of Christ consciousness take over you. You will start to think and you will start to act differently. And that's the reality. So Jesus is God. And they say you can't get to God without Jesus. They're not talking about a man. They're talking about, it's a personification for a substance. All of the mythology utilizes people's names. You got to be a special kind of slow if you think that these names are talking about people. Why would mythology talk about people if we're talking about myths? We're talking about the human condition or human understanding or some form of herbs, psychedelics that will lead to human enlightenment. At what point do we ever see people that exemplify the characteristics of the personifications listed in the Bible? You never see people resurrect. You never see people walk on water. You never see people do these things. You never see a woman have a child without a man. So obviously they're talking about a mythology. So we know that Virgin Mary is talking about the earth. Mary is Virgo. What element does Virgo rule? Virgo is the element of the earth, along with Taurus. Taurus represents the female cow. Capricorn is ruled by Bana. Bana represents a divine feminine. So the earth is feminine. So what do you do with the earth? What do you do with the woman? You put your seed in the earth. You put your seed in the woman. See, this is the tool of mythology, is to teach you about life. It is to teach you about agriculture. But the thing about Jesus is that Jesus does not need a seed to grow. Jesus was grown, Horus was grown from a virgin mother. Horus was born from, there was no penis. Osiris did not have a penis. So Horus was created without a penis. This is the same thing. Mushrooms sprout out the earth without seeds. Well, now we know it comes from spores, but the ancient mind saying, damn, these mushrooms is just growing and we didn't even plant these motherfuckers. We did not plant this. So on a certain day, on a certain time of the year, these mushrooms will grow. And if you pick the right mushrooms and you harvested them the right way, and you ate the mushrooms, the flesh of the sun, in Mexico, they use the same word. But instead of the sun, they call it the flesh of the gods. Why are Mexico in Middle East? But see, Mexico, the difference between Mexico and Western mythology is that Western mythology, Christian apologetics, all these niggas gonna do is lie to you. They're gonna have you eating fucking crackers and grape juice to you. Tiananactl has been variously translated as sacred or divine mushrooms or as the flesh of the gods. So y'all niggas got to sort that out on your own. Because y'all not going to believe me. Y'all going to be saying, hood, you always talking about mushrooms. But y'all, well, if the Americans or the Aztecs called the mushroom the flesh of the god, and then in your King James version, it's saying that Jesus is the flesh of the Son of Man. I don't know how you going. I don't know how you going to really rectify that in your brain. I don't know how you then going to say, no, it ain't talking about that. It's actually saying that Jesus was a white man that got crucified and that he resurrected after 3 days. And that story was so weird to ancient people, they ain't never even heard of that shit. I mean, Asclepius, yeah. Imhotep, yeah. Dionysus, yeah. In the Gnostic Gospels, they said that Jesus would kill kids and bring them back to life. So it's normal in the ancient mind, because we got to also understand, this brings us back into the Salem witch trials, right? All of these young women getting taken out the earth because everybody is tripping balls. They off that LSD because it's in the bread, right? They eating the bread, and the bread is not sanitized. It's not going through the FDA rules and regulations. They just eating the bread and they tripping balls. And then they seeing these women, you know what I'm saying, giving them swivel hip action. They like, oh no, she must be possessed. Burn her at the stake. And everybody tripping, so everybody just burning people at the stake. So I wouldn't even think that these people would in the ancient time span, they more or less tripping balls for real. Ain't really too much going on but drugs and psychedelics, because they ain't got shit else to do. It's Friday. They ain't got no job. So the ancient mind, You could basically tell them anything and they'll believe it because part of their daily ritual is some form of psychedelics, some form of herbal medication that will have them basically out their mind. See, the West does a good job of what? Demonizing drugs. One's in the chat. One's in the chat if drugs are bad. Right? We all know drugs is bad, but that's a result of our conditioning. And I'm not saying do drugs because we talking about the Western mind. Yeah, Hood done lost his mind now, y'all. He telling everybody to do drugs. I'm not saying do drugs because I already know that drugs is bad because I grew up in the West too. But when I look at it and I understand it, there's a certain way that this thing could be played. Because drugs is bad, but goddamn, billions of people do drugs all over the world. It's one of the biggest businesses. The Mexican cartel, they live in sweet. Everybody you know, you think they cool, you get to know they asses, you find out they asses is popping pills. One's in the chat. Got a little secret addiction to Percocets you ain't even realize. It's like, oh, I was just taking a nap. Like, okay. You cool, but you always tired, girl. Oh yeah, that's another point, Ron. That's another point. A doctor, like, yo, what up? Let's keep it real. Maybe this is just me. How many times you like, man? I hope they give me that good shit. Just have a little neck pain. I'm hoping I can get that. That, my friends, is a drug. Okay. So like I said, man, I want to react to this video more because it's a lot of interesting shit. When I say interesting shit, I'm talking about lies that Wes Huff was saying. And I just want to get into it, man. I want to get into it. But like I said, I'm about to get ready to hit this gym. Hours at 4. So if y'all willing to meet up, if you're on a Patreon, if you're on Substack, or if you took place in the what's it called? Shadow work intensive. Please, if you have any questions, a lot of different shit that's going on. But at the same time, I hope that you guys are doing some form of shadow work. I hope that you guys are getting into a space where you are not getting caught up in what's happening on the external. You are getting caught up on what's happening on the internal. It'll been times where you may feel like the world was against you, wasn't nothing going to happen in your favor, and then just all of a sudden things shift for you, things turn for you. And I'm telling you, shadow work is extremely powerful. And I'll just give you this one little tidbit. When you do work on the inside, you connect to other people through that modality. If you trying to get some shit popping on the outside, you could miss the point altogether. So you got to start to reflect on people that connect to other people. How do they really connect to people? They connect to people on the inside, right? And once you fully connect to people on the inside, that is what you call a real relationship. But I say all of this to say, you have to have that relationship with yourself first. Okay. So I'll react to this a little later after class hours, probably around 8 or 9. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but if y'all into this type of stuff, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell around 9, 10 o'clock. Maybe have some people with me so we can really tackle this and we can really appeal to the average everyday person. Because the reality of people looking at spirituality as this external device is what's going to mess them up every time. It's like drinking and you trying to quench your thirst, but you keep pouring the water in front of you. At a certain point, you're gonna feel like it's something wrong with the system, it's something wrong with life, and all you had to do was take that water within. Okay, with all that being said, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will catch y'all on the flip side a little later. Peace.